So it's Nick Reese here with Kyle Durand of taxreceipts.com. And today we're going to go over our tax deduction guide. And so basically, a couple years ago, I approached Kyle saying, I'm a small business owner. I don't know what to expense, how I should expense everything. I need a system. And so what we did is we set out to create a simple system that small business owners and people that need help with their taxes can use to streamline everything from their expenses to their accounting and so on. So first thing we're going to go over today is the tax deduction guide. And Kyle is a good friend of mine, like I said. He's a tax attorney out in Seattle, just an awesome guy, and he agrees that taxes should be easier for entrepreneurs. So Kyle, can you tell us a little bit about why we made this guide and why it's important to someone that's an entrepreneur or a small business owner?
Well, we made the guide, first of all, to make what's an amazingly complex system a little easier for people. Our tax code is over 78,000 pages. And so what Nick and I did is we can boiled a lot of that down into a simple, usable format. And why would you want to know that is an important question. And basically it comes down to that there are two tax systems for people in the United States. There's the tax system for employees who really don't need to know the tax system all that well. And then there's a tax system for entrepreneurs and small business owners. And the small business owners and entrepreneurs who know the tax system and know how to use it can save a ton of money, because taxes in the United States are our biggest expenses, even more than rent or utilities or food or anything. So the more you can save on taxes, the less you're paying to the government, the more money goes in your pocket.
Awesome. So we're sitting on the tax deduction guide page on taxreceipts.com, taxreceipts.com/tax-guide. And on this page, there's everything. It's essentially the entire tax code boiled down to plain English. Can you run us through a little bit on each section, just so what the section head means and an example?
Sure. So what we did is we boiled down what the main deductions categories are for small business owners. And as you can see on the page there, you've got it broken down into different categories. So if you're interested in a category, you just click on that. It brings down all the information about that expense category. So for instance, let's look at advertising and promotion. If you click on that, it brings down a couple different sections here. It brings down overview to let you know if you're in the right section for your expense, a couple of the criteria about what the expense has to fall into in order for it to be deductible. Some examples for what is deductible under what is deductible.
So like business cards, mailing lists, brochures, branded giveaway items, posters, etc. That looks really helpful.
Right, yeah. So if you have a question, you're like, well, I think this might be advertising related, click on it. You go right to the what is deductible. If it's in there, then yes. If not, then maybe you look at a different category, or just look at the overview and see if it falls in that general category. Next, the question next is, okay, this looks like it's deductible. Well, what do I need to collect? And obviously we have the section on that. And then we have a couple of really helpful sections are the gotchas. So stuff you don't want to do because the IRS will slap you on the wrist for it.
So and advertising to influence government legislation is not deductible.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Things like that. And then the final thing is the tip. And the tips are many times the one of the most important parts of this, because it's actually a money saving tip for each section.
Awesome. And you were saying that there's some things that were never deductible. Can you go over those, just because those are really important? I mean, I know I bribe a lot of people and I get kickbacks, but you were saying that those might not be deductible.
So down at the bottom of the page, we have a section on never deductible expenses. And if you click on that, you can see some of the examples of expenses that are never deductible. Some of those include like the ones Nick talked about, the bribes and kickbacks, fines, federal income taxes. Those things are never, ever deductible. So we want to make sure that you don't put those on your return, so that it doesn't raise a red flag and the IRS doesn't start digging through all your records.
Awesome. And also before, like when we first launched Tax Receipts, we started with a travel expense pocket guide, which I have to mention that because that's really, really been really useful. I got a few sitting here, and you can get your own on this page. There's a link, or slash taxreceipts.com/TEPG. And so basically what that is, this is every expense you'll encounter away from your business. So if you're on the go, we have different things like transportation, lodging, meals, and what you need to collect so that you're making sure that you're protecting your business. So now that we have like this overview of how to use the guide, and this is like thousands of pages of tax documents, right?
Oh yeah, like tens of thousands.
So this is like tax code, like everything. This is stuff that we were originally thinking, we'll make a guide to simplify it because it seems like everyone has this issue, and we're going to make millions because we're going to sell this guide. And then we kind of had a change of heart because we're both entrepreneurs, and we were like, it'd be better for us to give away this guide and help other entrepreneurs. And then we realized that if you collect all this information, it's not easy to organize. And Kyle has been working with clients for years, and he's created a simple expense tracking system, which goes right along with the simple tax system that we've created here. And we've been able to partner with several awesome companies to help simplify all your taxes. And the way this works is if you collect all this information and you sign up and you use this simple tax tracking system, we've worked with them to work out a deal where you don't have to pay anything extra, and we still are able to keep tax receipts growing and building together. So right after this video, and like once you get an overview of how to use this page, check out the expense tracking system that's on also on taxreceipts.com/system. We'll see you over there, and we got another video waiting for you.